that negative rah-rah, y'all can keep that.
Exactly. Y'all can keep that.
I don't
Take it
need
away.
it. Like,
exactly.
I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
And sit, rest, reflect,
Yeah.
and be intentional about your next step and your next approach for the people that I surround myself with, the people that support me and the things that I'm doing.
What?
We love friends. They help you get to a bag.
Exactly. Because we need. And welcome to Every Day is a Yay! Woo! We are with a special guest, the iconic, the dynamic, the empowering, the inspiring Darius Caffey! Darius is the founder and CEO of Closet Unlocked, as well as the iconic host of the #1 show, Table on Air, and so many other things. But I'm going to pass the mic to him to say more.
Yes, Jewel. I am so grateful to be here. Honestly, again, really proud of you for everything that you've accomplished. And, like, we're going to continue to go.
Exactly.
So we're going to keep doing this. It's only up.
It's only up.
We're going to do this.
Period.
But hello, everyone. My name is Darius Caffey. And like Jewel said, I am the founder and CEO of the Closet Unlocked LLC, which is a social impact media consulting agency that amplifies the diverse voices and intersectional experiences of Black, queer, trans, and non-binary people. I'm also the host of The Table on Air, which in its first season was ranked #1 on Can TV.
Period.
And I'm also the director of institutional partnerships for Black Alphabet, which is a arts and wellness nonprofit here in Chicago. So amongst the other different things and spaces that I'm in and involved in, but those are a few.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a few. I'm so excited for us to just dive even deeper.
Same.
We're going to all talk about the season of transformation, what it's like to be a creative entrepreneur, and just the ebbs and flows of trying to balance.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's for sure a balance.
Look.
Or trying to be a balance.
Look. But we doing it.
We are.
Exactly.
Day by day.
Day by day.
Moment by moment.
Look. Well, before we dive in, drum roll, please! Ah! We got your
Okay. I'm nervous.
So, period. So, in this section, you're going to pick a question, and the whole point is to make you smile.
Okay.
As well as bring a smile to our audience, okay? So, pick a question, any question.
All right, let's see what it's given this time.
Okay, let's
see
see
what it's given.
Let's see. I hope it's juicy.
Oh, let's see. That's a long one.
Ooh.
What's your astrological sign? Zodiac, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I don't know the moon and the sun, and I don't know all of them. I don't. So what's your astrological sign, and what's your most astrological sign thing about you? So, I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. Oh, we talked about this. Okay, Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The biggest and the baddest.
Okay, period. I mean, not as big as bad as Tauruses, but Capricorns are good too. You know what I'm saying?
Tauruses are nice.
I was like, okay, anyway, keep going.
Nice.
Let me go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
I'm a Capricorn, and I would say that the most Capricorn thing about me is there's so many things, and I be trying not to like read into it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, I say a hard worker.
Yes.
It's probably like an overachiever.
Yeah.
I just be trying to be doing stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I like to make money. I don't like to miss a check.
Look.
I don't.
But as you should.
Okay, because how else am I going to live in this world if I ain't making a check?
Look. Period.
So those are two Capricorn things. If you ask anybody, they be like, yeah, Capricorns are hard workers and they always about their bag.
Look.
Me.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Because what we're here to do, get this bag.
Exactly.
So.
Okay.
Cute.
Let me see. Taurus said, Taurus is they're nice.
Go ahead. Give it to us.
I think this is so funny. Well, how am I about to blank when I would literally talk about this all the time? So actually someone that's behind the camera as well is also a Taurus too.
We got two Taurus in the house.
Shout out to Deshauna Wright, who's also a Taurus. And we talk about this all the time. Oh my goodness, though. Why am I thinking about... Okay, so I don't think this is the best trait, but I do think it's a good trait because it does mean we're determined to get what we want. We are known to be very stubborn. And you know what? Look, it's not really a bad thing because when you tailor it towards what you want, that means you won't give up until you get what you want. So that's a pro. I do feel like we are very bubbly and happy. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I mean, I'm bubbly and happy, so I'm just gonna like group it. But Taurus is like, I don't know. I feel like we have big hearts.
I don't really know too many Tauruses.
Really?
When's your birthday?
May 10th.
Oh, I do know a few Tauruses.
I was gonna say
Bubbly for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, so I feel like Tauruses, we be Taurusing. Period. Look, we love astrology. That was such a good question.
Big zodiac energy in here.
Look. So let's dive into the conversation. We're talking about the season of transformation, especially as creative entrepreneurs. What is life for you right now?
It's a handful. Ooh. It's a handful. It's a mouthful. Sometimes it's a lightful.
Look.
For real. But honestly, I would say that right now I'm in the season of definitely like transformation in a lot of different areas of life. Like personal, just kind of reflecting on different things professionally. I quit my job 7-8 months ago.
How was that? I know we talked about it, but like, I know that was a lot of people, it takes courage to walk away.
It took a lot.
Yeah.
It took a lot. I definitely want to shout out my girl Beyonce because I quit the day before the Beyonce concert.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about it. And we signed each other at the Beyonce concert.
We did.
Look, you can't break my soul.
Yes. And that's what I was playing as I was typing that email.
Look.
My resignation letter.
Look.
But definitely, like, even in that moment, like, for me, that was like a spark of like, okay, you're really in this transformation season. Like, you're giving yourself permission to transform. And I think that was a big thing for me, is like feeling a little indifferent about just kind of where I was in my life and the things that I wanted to do and the things that I was already doing but didn't necessarily have the capacity to do.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to and deserve to give myself the permission to transform into who I really want to be.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, it wasn't, I wouldn't say the start of it, but it was definitely a big part of that journey of like realizing where I was and where I wanted to be. So like definitely transforming personally, professionally, even like socially as I'm approaching 30, just kind of realizing like the energy that I want to keep around me.
Yeah.
Whether that's friends, family, hobbies, like all of these different things. Like
I feel you. Like it's like you're in that moment of like, okay, I'm really setting the foundation of where I want the rest of my life to be. So I can feel in like, hey, like I need to be mindful about everybody that's around me. Sorry, keep going. I'm just saying, I feel you.
No, that's 100% true. Like even that stage of like, not like forcing myself to do things because I am approaching 30, but like just kind of being in that, 20-something mindset of like, where do I want to be in my life? And I was reading this book. I forgot what it's called. Something about the decades or something.
The decades. Okay. We'll
something about the decades.
Follow up.
I'll come back to it.
Yeah, period.
But in the book, they were talking about how, like a lot of people have these thoughts and ideas of like what they want their life to look like at 30 or 40, and they kind of expect it to happen.
Yeah.
When in reality, you have to start building those blocks now, early, for what you want and envision. So that was kind of like a shift in mindset for me of like, all right, I know kind of where I want to be, or like the things that I want to do long term. I need to start acting on that now.
Yeah.
So like pushing myself into this transformation space of like, all right, how can we do things a little bit differently?
Yeah.
Therapy.
Yes. Ooh.
Therapy's
amazing.
Was a saving grace. Just kind of like talking through those things with somebody and unpacking things that I haven't thought about or tried not to think about. I was like, I need to heal from that before I can actually be who I want to be. So it's definitely been a very interesting space of transformation, and like it has its ups and downs, where you're feeling like, dang, did I make the right decision? Like, am I doing what I envision myself doing or being? But then you also have those days where it's like, all right, I feel this power. I feel very confident in what I'm doing, and like I'm actually happy. Like I feel the joy. I feel like I can wake up every day and it be a yay. Period. Because I'm choosing to do this, and I'm like really passionate about who I'm becoming and where I am. So it's been a roller coaster in this transformation space, but I definitely will say that I'm riding the high of it.
Okay.
And making the most of it too.
Yeah.
Every day kind of figuring out what that looks like and means for me, and giving myself grace.
Yeah.
Grace and permission. Really.
Period. there's so much in there I want to dive into because, like,
Let's dive.
what I tell you,
Let's do it.
we right here.
Yeah.
We right here. There's something you talked about where it was like, okay, you were like, okay, I expected my life to be here at this age, or like at this age, I expect it to be here, and I expect it. And I'm gonna say the same thing with me in therapy and my faith as well, is where it's like, you know what, you just gotta trust that there's a bigger plan for you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta trust that as long as you are following your purpose, that's what matters.
Yeah.
But like, it's very easy to kind of be like stuck up there to be like, hey, I keep thinking about the next. That's where my anxiety has come from, where I'm like, the next. When it's like, look at now.
Yeah.
Look at what's happened.
Celebrate it.
Celebrate it.
Yeah.
Like, look at you with the closet unlocked, table on air, and all the things you're doing in the community. Like, it's the importance of like taking the time to celebrate where you're at, and like you said, take it day by day.
Yeah. And that's also something that I've realized kind of in this transformation season, is that things are happening, things are moving. I am making strides. I may get set back, from whatever, but there's still a lot of good to celebrate and to acknowledge, and really just kind of sitting in that reflection and being like, all right, I said that I wanted to do this and I'm doing it, you know, or I'm almost there, or I'm making the effort to be there, or to do these things, to connect with these people. And for me, really to show up as my true authentic self. I think that's been a big part of this transformation journey, is like, how can I be more of me? Yeah. Instead of what I expected myself to be, or what other people expected me to be. How can I just be more me? Yeah. And be happy with it?
What do you feel like, because, you play a lot of different roles. What is the difference between what people see versus who you are?
I'm very shy.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Look, it's okay. It's okay. And no one would know, because y'all should see him on the table on air like, hey, everyone. Like, literally this. Okay. And that's okay. I feel like that's very common, though. Yeah. Where it's like, we can't always be like this.
I'm the host.
Exactly.
So, like, just same way, you're the host. You got to give host vibes.
Exactly.
Host energy.
Look.
And, like, that's a part of us, know, in a sense. That's a different facet of our lives. But, like, me to me, I'm a little shy. I stay to myself a little bit. I can be quiet. Sometimes I'm not. Yeah. And really just kind of like, I like to vibe. Yeah. Like,
you are
with
a whole vibe.
Good energy. Okay. So like,
Yeah.
I can be by myself, but I also like to be around good people. I love to network, which is kind of vice versa of like being shy, but I love to really like authentically connect with people, which is why I'm like so glad that we were able to connect. Exactly. I feel like the vibes were really just right. Exactly. And like we were able to be like honest and vulnerable with each other, and that's the energy that I like to be around. Yeah. And like what I want to continue to bring into my life is that other people that are also just kind of authentic in their approach and their energy, and like that negative rah-rah, y'all can keep that.
Exactly. Y'all can keep that.
I don't
Take
need
it away.
it. Like,
exactly.
I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't getting me to where I wanted to be. So, like, really, even now, just, like, being where I am in, like, my career. Yeah. Or kind of what I'm defining as my career.
Let's talk about
and
that.
And leaning more into my hobbies. Like, how can I continue to just be happy in that space? Like, I love what I'm doing. Yeah. It may not be exactly what everybody else thought that I should be doing, but I love...
But who cares about that?
Right. Who cares about that?
Exactly.
I'm a be me, and I'm going to show up, and if that is extroverted, then I'm going to be extroverted. If that's introverted, then I'm going to be by myself, to myself, minding my business.
Look, with good vibes. That's what matters.
With good vibes, with some good music.
Look. Speaking about growth, though, I want to talk more about the Closet Unlocked and Table on Air. Yes, so, like, walk me through, like, the inspiration, right? There's the inspiration of your company, and then there's the inspiration of your show that was a product of your company. Walk me through, like, the journey.
Another mouthful.
We got time.
Okay.
We want to hear it, don't we, y'all? Don't we, y'all? Look.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, and I'm really glad that you asked that question, because I don't get to talk about the journey in a lot of different spaces. And for me, the journey is a part of the impact of the organization, of the company, of kind of why I started and why I'm continuing to do this. Yeah. But the Closet Unlocked, as I said, is a media consulting agency that enacts social change amongst entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, and small business owners. Okay. With a mission to essentially create more spaces of belonging for the queer, trans, and non-binary community.
We love that.
So for me, in developing this company, this organization, it really came from a sense of reflecting on who I was in my life and the experiences that I had and the experiences that I wanted to have and the connections that I wanted to have with people, and also just kind of realizing that there was a large part of me that I was not exploring because of shame from the community. My bad, girl.
You go. The mic's so good. My check.
Mic check. But yeah, from just like social perceptions of just like the types of conversations that people do and don't have, primarily for the Closet Unlocked, which is the big premise of kind of why I started it, was the experiences of being in the closet for a lot of queer, trans, and non-binary people, and not having spaces to talk about those moments and to be able to share lived experiences and commonalities that a lot of queer, trans, and non-binary people have through those moments that we don't highlight enough, because we get to this space where people have to come out, or like, you don't have to, but that is such a pivotal point for a lot of people, even for society. Like, they make that the big moment, the big point, the big part.
Even when someone's not ready.
Even when someone's not ready, even if someone doesn't feel the need to, like, people present how they want to present and have been doing it. It's just a conversation. But a lot of people, once they get to that space, they don't talk about the things that happened before, because a lot of it can be triggering, a lot of it is traumatic. Or just, again, kind of going back to that shame piece, like not knowing that other people went through this same thing, or not really feeling confident to say, like, yes, I experienced this as a young person, or as a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old, because people come out at different ages and stages. But for me, having or growing a group of friends, of a social network of other queer, trans, and non-binary people, realized that was something that we didn't talk about. All those moments that came before we had that big conversation, you know, telling people who we were, how we identified. And for me, I felt that there was a lot of power in those experiences, in those moments that we didn't give recognition to. So wanting to shift the perception and the narrative of what those experiences look like for people, I wanted to bring more strength and more power to that. So really having more intentional conversations about what those moments look like for us and what do we learn from them. Like, yes, being in the closet may be traumatic for a lot of people, but like, how did you grow from that? How did you learn?
Because that's the journey.
It is. And the moment that you got to now of saying, I'm a lesbian, I'm gay, I'm trans, I am a femme-presenting man, you know, whatever that may be, it took a lot of courage to get there. It took a lot of strength. It took a lot of learning and growth and reflecting and vulnerability, but like also standing true to who you are. And all of that comes from those moments of being in the closet. But I don't think that we talked about it or recognized it as that. So I wanted to highlight those moments. So I started the platform with a blog. Because
tell me more about that.
Because I'm a writer at heart.
Writer. Writer.
Everything that I do, it's centered around some form of writing. So it started with the blog, really having those conversations. So I was sharing my own personal experiences about what that meant for me being in the closet and what I learned from it. But I also, as this community engagement person, like, I love community. I love having the input of other people. I wanted to bring their voices in as well. So even from the beginning, I'm just thinking, like, how can I create more access? How can I create more of a safe space for our community to be vulnerable, to share these moments in you know, settings that we don't typically get. So
which is so powerful that you're building that space. Keep going.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's an anonymous blog. So again, just kind of thinking about those experiences and not wanting to out people or not wanting people to feel uncomfortable. It's an anonymous blog where you submit different experiences that you've been through, and I take them and I edit them into an anthology story. So that way we are, again, you know, kind of shifting that narrative of kind of what that means. Like, we're telling these stories, we're telling these moments, but we're doing it in a more positive light. So connecting more culturally competent resources to the story, so that way it's not just, you know, that real life experience, but you're also getting the facts to it as well. So did that for a while. Started the company in 2020. So almost 4 years ago. And
in 2020, especially around that time too, community was needed even more. Like there's just a lot, when you're doing this work and you're building this space for your community and the community at large, how do you balance the weight of that while also making sure you're good?
Yeah.
Too.
And I think that was a part of it, was trying to heal myself while also attempting to help heal my community.
I feel that.
I've had conversations with close friends that I know that there was something that they were going through or something that they were thinking about or reflecting on that we didn't talk about because they weren't vulnerable enough to say that, because they've never had the space or have been asked these questions to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Very similar to myself. So I was like, this is a way for us to have that public conversation, but it not be public because it's anonymous.
Yeah.
So did that and had the blog, and still the blog's still active, so people are still welcome to submit these experiences and stories.
What's the name of the blog?
Closet Moments.
The Closet Moments. Okay, I just want us to check it out. Okay,
yes. Closet Moments. There's an anonymous survey. You can go in, submit the responses, and from doing that, again, as a writer, I can just go and go and go. Like I've lived a life. Like I know other people that have lived a life. I'm telling stories about other people as well. But then also realizing where we were in that space in 2020.
Exactly.
Where
context is so important.
It is. It really is. And just realizing that, one, writing is a great way to share a story, but people don't read. I'm a big book nerd, but a lot of people don't read.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But for me, wanting to continue to grow this and expand this and amplify this, I was like thinking innovatively, how can I do something different to connect with people that I cannot connect with now.
Exactly.
So I essentially started doing live book readings for the anthology stories, and I was recording them, posting the videos on YouTube, sharing it, because the writing is a big piece of it, but then you also have to attract people with the audio version. You have to attract people visually as well. Cause
it's like all the senses.
All the sensory.
Yeah.
All of it. I was trying to get to everybody because I'm like, I believe this is important.
It is.
And I know it's important to other people. You just got to find your community, your network, because it's content for everybody.
Exactly.
But like finding those pockets of spaces. So I was like, all right, I've gotten the writing portion down. Now let me figure out how can I tackle this multimedia piece and expand this to reach more audiences, more diverse audiences. So again, started to record the live versions of the book readings for that, transcribe that audio, to put into a more podcast format. So that way, again, we're crossing those different mediums for folks, and really use that kind of as the basis of the foundation of the organization, still centered around belonging for the community and community engagement, but also personally, I really enjoy media in a lot of different senses. So I'm like, all right, how can I have this thing? How can I continue to lean to my own interests and passions and hobbies? And I love music. I love history. So I started to bring some of those components into the organization. Okay. And I love talking to people. So I was like, I love sharing out news and resources, but again, I wanted to bring in more diverse voices. So I started doing interviews with folks in 2021.
Okay. I'm starting to see this.
Yeah. It's all full circle. But shout out to Sienna Liggins, who was my first interviewee. She is a Black queer woman from Detroit.
Nice.
Who is a pop singer. She just had a concert here in Chicago. I got a picture of her, or with her. So.
Okay, period. Okay, y'all
full
check
circle
her out.
moment, for real.
Really?
Yeah.
I think what is so beautiful about your journey is that, like you said, you were healing through this process as well, and you were like, hey, I want to give a voice. I want to give a space to my community. Yeah. And I'm going to do that by literally echoing that through all the work I'm doing. And you've only been able to continue to grow that. What's been the most, I guess, exciting part, especially like when you were starting to see like folks' reactions where they could share their stories, or when you're doing the live book readings, like what was the one where it's like, oh my goodness, like this is changing people's lives?
I'll probably say like 2 to 3 moments.
Yeah.
So the first one was when I got my first survey response for the story.
Wow.
Because I was like, all right, I had this idea in my head, and like I've been sharing my own stories, but someone else also believes that there's power in telling their story. Like our motto is start with your story at the Closet Unlocked. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, okay, one person It's all it took was one person.
All it takes is
now
one
we've
person.
produced over 20 stories.
Dang.
Because one person started.
Wow.
I started. I shared mine, and more people
Yeah.
continue to share theirs. So it was that first moment of like, all right, someone else is being vulnerable in this space to tell their story. Let me keep going. Let me keep doing this, because you never know who you'll reach. You'll never know who will understand.
Yeah.
Who will resonate with what you're saying and how it will change their lives.
You never know who's been waiting to hear that story.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, I feel seen.
Yeah.
I can do this.
And receive, affirming words through that process from mentors, from friends, from the school that I was at. It was like, all right, you're doing something here that's good. Keep going, keep doing it. I didn't know what I was doing at that time, but I was like, all right, I'm going to keep going. So that was one moment. The second one was after the first season of The Table on Air, which was essentially 2.5, 3 years after we started.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the affirmation of knowing that people supported what we were doing.
Number one
on the network for our first season of having conversations. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, yo, come on.
Very exciting moment.
Yes.
Very exciting. And like, I was kind of mind blown. For real. Because for me, being a Black gay boy from Chicago that was very afraid to talk about my story and to like build a public platform around that, knowing that people supported it was like, okay, thank you.
Exactly.
I appreciate it, because I now feel validated in my experience. Not that I needed it. I didn't need anybody to give me permission to be or to live. But it's
still nice.
It is. It was really nice to have that public affirmation of supporters to say this many people tuned in to watch us, to listen to these stories, to learn more about the people that I had on as guests and about the things that they were doing. Because that's the big thing. It's like sharing out the power in the room and the community resources.
Period.
So that was a very like powerful stage. It was like, all right, we're doing it. People are listening. They're loving it, clearly, and supporting it, which is like, all right, now we got to keep going. Now we got to keep doing this. So those are two really big ones. And the third one, I would say very recently, was getting the liquor sponsor for our event series, our in-person live event series. Make sure you check it out.
Check it out, y'all. That's amazing.
Check it out, which is called Building the Table.
Whoa. Okay, Building the Table. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out. You are a whiz when it comes to branding and naming.
Thank you.
The Closet Unlocked.
Self-taught marketing
Table
guru.
on Air. Okay, we need to get to, because when you said building the table, I'm like, that's genius. Because it continues to show like, hey, this is how we're growing community. Come with us and build the table with us. Come to this live event and build the table. I'm just saying, I'm just like, I'm so happy you named that. And you got a liquor sponsor. Yeah.
It's very intentional.
Wow.
So like, getting the liquor sponsor for that event series was another pivotal point of like, someone else believes in this.
How do you build, I know you're on the journey as well, but to build that village, that is your team, or that you're I know you're building. It's like, what is your journey right now trying to do that? Who supports you?
People that believe in me authentically.
Period.
And people that receive that. Because I'm going to show up as me.
Yeah.
And in this stage and space in my life, if I'm not getting the good vibes from you, peace. Like, no hard feelings.
It's like the gym. It's like, peace.
Peace. No hard feelings, no shade.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. Like, no beef. Like, we just can't be connected right now.
Yeah.
In order to elevate, I can't have this connection. Like,
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to lose ties because things be holding you back. They be holding you down. And sometimes it's because of circumstance. Sometimes it's behavioral. Sometimes it's habitual.
Yeah.
But like, no, I got to let go of some things. And I need to grow. And I want to do that authentically with people that are also authentic in their vision for living and engaging in community.
How can we share that mentality? Because I feel like, let's just be
doing
framed.
it and being it.
Exactly.
Because everybody won't get it.
I was going to say, I was like, how do we, because I don't think there's enough of us that have that mentality.
Yeah.
But I think you just answered it. The way we can really ensure that folks are understanding it is doing it and being it.
Yeah.
Because you can't, what they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with other people.
That's always in my head.
Yeah.
Like, always. And as a busybody
Look,
who loves to do things.
Shout out to Capricorns.
Shout out to Capricorns, because I love to be involved in some things, but I'm like, I'm always thinking, I'm always working. I hate it, but I'm always working in my head. Like, I see things and I get inspiration, and I'm like, I could do this differently, I could do that, or I could tell somebody about this and they could build it, yada yada.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, sit, rest, reflect, and be intentional about your next step and your next approach.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, how can we intentionally grow this based on what we're both doing?
Exactly.
Not just to do something just to say that we're doing it.
Yeah. But like, how do we make sure it aligns with our purposes? Because in a similar but different frame, kind of your inspiration with the Closet Unlocked is kind of with mine with You Matter Studios. Like, I was through the discrimination I felt through being a Black woman in tech. And I was like, I want to create content where other Black girls can see themselves, where people can see themselves in games and shows and having the conversations. And it's like, that's how we can approach collaboration. That's how you can approach collaboration with everyone else. It's like, how do you understand where those synergies are so we can expand our impact with the communities we're trying to impact? Yeah. So, period.
It's powerful.
Because even you just saying it, like, for everyone here, everyone that's watching, that reminder that, like, we deserve to be here. Like, just the idea of just being able to exist, being able to live in our purpose. Yeah. Like, it's good just to have that reminder, like, no, we're here.
Yeah. And realizing where you are in your journey, I would say, is also really important, because you may be struggling. Yeah. And that's fine. Everybody struggles at some point.
It's not always easy.
Struggling means that you're learning.
Exactly.
And that's very much true if you're doing something new, you know, or you're stepping into a new lane, or you're doing something that's uncomfortable because you want to, challenge yourself to grow or to be better or to learn something new. So a struggle isn't always bad, but learning to, like, sit in that and be like, all right, am I struggling because I'm not doing what I should be doing, or am I struggling because I'm learning and growing?
Exactly. And either answer is going to be informative for you.
Yeah.
You got to. So is that like what grounds you in your current season of transformation?
Yeah, for sure. Every day I wake up and I'm be like, this is an amazing day. No matter how I feel, no matter what things are going on, no matter what's on my plate. Yeah. Yesterday I had things to do from 9 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, whew, today's an amazing day. Look, and just smile about it. Like, to give yourself that energy before you even start to do things is a constant reminder. Yeah. And as you're in it, just being grateful, if you are a prayer warrior or somebody that believes in religion, like talking to that higher power, whether that's you going through some good stuff or some bad stuff, kind of just checking in, like, hey, friend,
that's what
I need
like I said, me and God,
I need a little inspiration right now because I'm tired and I don't know if I could do it, but
like, give me that clarity. Please let me know.
I'm gonna just keep going.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just keep going. So definitely, like, reflecting has helped me in the season that I'm in, of kind of realizing again where I am, where I want to be, and even the things that are around me, like just really being grateful for the people that I surround myself with, the people that support me and the things that I'm doing, the people that send me stuff to be like, go and apply for this, because I don't know if you could do it, but I think that's somewhere in your lane.
Exactly.
Like,
it feels so good when you have people that support you. Like,
thank you for thinking of me in this moment, an opportunity. I just had a friend that she's doing some marketing work for this girl that she knows. Shout out to Abriana, always my good girl.
Period.
But she was doing some marketing work for this girl that she knows, and she pulled me in to help the girl design a website. So, like, yes, thank you for thinking of me in these moments, because
getting me more clients,
helping me build more of a business, of a more reputation in this industry, and putting some money in my household.
I was gonna say.
Like, what? We love friends. They help you get to a bag.
Exactly, because we need the bag.
We do. But, like, really being appreciative of everything and everybody in this space just helps me be more grounded and, like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I approach everything with love and intentionality. So, like, I can only give my best in any situation. Whatever you bring, that's on you.
Yes.
But I'm going to bring my best.
I'm going to
bring my best. And for me, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So that's how I show up. Wow. Yeah. Every day is a yay.
So you say you're an avid reader. What are those books that you like? What books do you recommend that like really get you through it or get you inspired when you have like a writer's block or a creative block?
So I have like 3 that I've read over like the last year or so that has like really got my juices flowing. One is called Rest is Resistance by Trisha Hersey, Black woman from Chicago. Period. As always.
Rest is Resistance.
That book was so good. I say to get my juices flowing, but like that book really helped me like really sit and reflect on where I was in my life and kind of what I was doing, and like put me in a space of I need to prioritize my rest if I want to be healthy and live a thriving life.
Exactly.
But like also acknowledging that we can't really do that in this day and age where inflation is through the damn roof.
Literally.
We don't know who the president is going to be, like all these crazy things. All these crazy things.
Yeah.
But like.
But rest is resistance.
Really realizing that in order to heal and grow, like we do have to prioritize rest in our lives and embed it into our lives, not just like going to sleep early or like taking a nap, but like what does that actually mean for you? Like, does it mean stopping things? Does it mean, you know, in the middle of the day just kind of closing your eyes and resting your body and meditating? You know, you don't have to take a nap, but like just kind of giving yourself and your body that time to heal and repair and reflect. So that was really like pivotal for me in reading that book. I had went to a conference sometime last year, and one of the presenters had presented a theory around rest in that book, and I was like, damn, I'm at this conference because of work, but y'all are telling me that I need to rest from my work. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take notes.
Exactly.
Went, bought the book, read it, and was like, I need to quit my job.
Literally, honestly, I'm just
for real. But like that book was like, okay, this is a part of that transformation. This is a part of that change, really figuring out what I need to prioritize in this time of my life. And for me, that's rest. So like now I go to sleep when I'm tired. I wake up when I need to. I don't wake up until no alarm clock. I take a nap if I need to. Sometimes I sit on the couch and I close my eyes to meditate.
Look, as you should.
Embedding it into my life, checking in on my ancestors.
Look.
But that was a really good book that I would highly recommend.
Okay.
The second one is called About Damn Time by Arlen Hamilton.
I was going to say, I've heard about that book so much. I follow Arlen Hamilton. She's amazing.
Iconic speaker.
Amazing.
Iconic Black queer woman, but outside of that, just like really powerful in the venture capital space and like helping small business owners get access to capital, really taking them through, you know, what that process looks like of building a business. Yes. She's very vulnerable in that book about her journey of being homeless and sleeping on couches and like transitioning from this corporate career to a more creative space and entertainment and like really leaning into what she wants to do, but talking about the struggle of it. But now she's one of the highest paid professionals and women. She's
leading this space.
She really is.
I need to read the book because I've been hearing her talk about it, and everyone's talking about it. I've never actually.
She just came out with a second book.
Ooh,
it's called some ways to make $1 million, something like that.
Okay.
She's on a book tour for it, but About Damn Time was the first one. It was really good, and for me, it really helped me see myself in her experience of like I'm this young Black queer person that it's like I'm not totally happy in the job that I'm doing. I was doing some, you know, really good, incredible, powerful, innovative work, but it wasn't where I envisioned for myself. Like, truly continue to support the team and what they're doing because I believe in it. Yeah. But it wasn't meant for me.
It wasn't fulfilling your purpose.
It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't. My long-term goal and vision in life, it wasn't. So that book really helped me kind of reflect on where I was. And
I feel like, that.
If I'm going to make a change, am I going to do it now? If I'm going to make a change, how am I going to do it? Yeah. How can I think through and learn from what Arlen shared in this book to better inform the decisions that I make in the future in the long run? So that was really good, especially for like new entrepreneurs, people that are looking to pivot and change careers or career industries, and like find more ways to community build and connect with folks. So that was
about to get that like now.
Yeah. Download it from her website directly.
Okay, period. Period.
Support small Black-owned businesses.
Look.
And then the third one, you can tell I really love Black women. Yeah. That's like my saving grace in my life. Yeah. But the third one is called Build the Damn Thing. Okay. By Catherine Finney.
Why have I heard about this book?
Catherine Finney, I believe she's also from Chicago.
Okay.
But one of my friends, Abriana, she actually gifted me the book because she was reading it and was like, you're building this business and I see so much of it in you while I'm reading it. So she gifted it to me. But it was a really, really good book of like taking you through a step-by-step process of how to build a startup company or a business from a marginalized minority perspective of like we don't have access to the same resources as white cis men. You know, we're not put into the same rooms. We don't go to the same schools. Our families may not be able to make the same connections for us.
We got to work with what we got, literally.
You really do. You have to start where you are, use what you got to get where you're trying to go. And that book really kind of like took you through a step-by-step process of what that journey looked like. So really, it was more of a framework instead of like a self-help book or like a memoir. Like it was really a organizational framework embedded into lived experiences that she shared about starting her first 2 companies and realizing that, you know, as successful as she was able to be in there, realizing that it may not have been perfect, you know, and sometimes you just have to go and you have to start and you have to learn from those mistakes. Because those first 2 companies helped her be much more successful in the 3rd company that she started.
I know that's right. Sometimes you have to just do it. I think a previous guest was like, do it scared. Like, just do it, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, like, the theme of, like, what you've been saying through your books. Like, you have to just go after it, but how are you also prioritizing rest as well?
Yeah. And acknowledge that, you know, things won't be perfect.
They won't.
And sometimes you have to stop doing things to be greater at another one. I have a friend now, Jasmine Thames, who has her own company called Your Lock Muse, which is a beauty industry product that she develops. She actually handcrafts these spiral ties for anyone with locks. And that's like her 2nd or 3rd business. But even like, again, back to that same playing field, like I went to school with her and have just been watching her journey and like seeing her grow and like hearing her testimony of like what she's learned from her first 1-2 businesses that better inform how she's able to thrive now. So that was a really good book. Those 3 I highly, highly, highly recommend for anybody that is in a space of transformation or is looking to have a different feeling about life. Because you don't need to build a business to read the books. I think that they're just kind of inspirational in general about Black people, about Black women, about the journey of entrepreneurship, creativity, because sometimes we're in these 9-to-5 jobs and we're still trying to figure out how to be creative.
Exactly.
So I really think that those were really good to help give you a different perspective on life and like how you approach living your life so that way you can still find fulfilling things to do and still lean into your passion while balancing life and the nuances of it, whether that's professionally, personally, socially, you know, relationships, even again habitually. Like maybe you want to break some habits. How can you? That's a big thing. How can you do that more? Like that's more a very personal thing, but it's something that really impacts our lives.
So I feel like that's a great transition to like, what advice do you have for folks that like are trying to embrace their season of transformation and also like want to like start a business as well?
Go with where the energy takes you. I feel like that's been my biggest thing is like not telling myself that I need to do something or I need to be this or I need to be there, whatever that may be, XYZ, but really kind of going with the flow. But like not in a very overwhelming kind of capacity, but really just kind of going where that positive energy takes me. Where do I feel the most empowered? Where do I feel the most supported? Where do I feel the most loved? You know, where do I feel like I can give that love? Like my energy can be reciprocated. It's one thing to receive affirmation and accolades and then you try to give it to somebody and they're the real standoffish. That's personal. I get it. Everybody can't receive it at different times, but I really am intentional about the spaces, again, that I'm in and being able to reciprocate the energy. Like, I want to pour into you as much as you want to pour into me. And I need you to be able to see that too. And to believe that. So definitely biggest piece of advice is like, go where the energy takes you. If you aren't feeling right about it,
go. Trust your gut. Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. That body don't lie. Please listen to your body because it will tell you everything that you need to know. Like if you are feeling uneasy about something, don't do it. Don't go and, understand the difference too of like being nervous versus being uneasy. Like it's one thing to like just be nervous about something new that you're doing and trying versus I feel really uncomfortable going into this situation, not because I'm afraid of what the outcome will be, but because I don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go and be around these people with that energy or do these things that
like
I don't really care about.
Exactly. You want to go off what is best for you, what feels best.
Because you don't want that to change the environment, the setting. Like you may have came into it like, I'm having an amazing day. Every day's a yay.
Period.
And then I put together this bomb event, whatever. It could be a dinner, a show, whatever.
Yeah.
And people come in with negative energy, and it's like, you could have left that at home.
Exactly. Like you didn't need to come here. You have to come to the
your
space.
Your energy didn't bring you here.
Exactly.
Go back home.
Look. Take it back.
Take it back.
Period.
Like, I don't need it. So, really leaning into that. And, again, listening to my body and to the energy that I have that day, that week, leaning more into it, checking myself, too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can be so overwhelmed and stressed out that it just kind of shifts our energy. But it's like, all right, in those moments, why am I stressed?
Exactly.
Do I need to be?
Ooh.
Am I too in my head?
Exactly.
Because I'm an overthinker. So I'm like,
same.
Am I in my head?
Yeah.
Or can I just let it go?
Look.
Like, is it fine? Or am I thinking too much about it?
Exactly.
Most of the time, it's fine.
And this is why it's important to, like, really just be in tune with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's a great transition to how do you make every day a yay?
Again, waking up every day and being like, today's a yay.
Period.
This is an amazing day. Like, I think that definitely starts the momentum for the day. But being grateful.
Yeah.
I start my day every day with the prayer of really just I start my prayers off being grateful. Like, thank you for blessing me with this space that I'm in, for having food in the crib, a car to drive. Some kind of money is flowing in.
What?
But like even the people around me, like really, and not for a higher purpose or whatever, but more so for myself of like recognizing where I am and like how far I've came, like seeing the totality of my life and what that trajectory has taken me
and where it's going to continue to take
and where it's going to continue and like really being appreciative of where I am in these moments, even days when I'm really stressed out or I have a lot on my plate, recognizing that it's all working for something. Like everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to. You just have to keep moving with that energy and really be reflective on your journey and give yourself that grace and that permission to just be. I think constantly reminding yourself that you have the permission to tell yourself that you can do whatever you want to do and not do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Like, I can say no.
Yeah.
And be okay with that. And not be stressed out about what that means to other people.
Exactly.
What I think I might have missed out on.
Yeah.
I'm confident in my no. Because it wasn't meant for me.
Exactly.
Right here, right now. Like, I've even turned down business opportunities because the energy wasn't right.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's important. That's how you're going to grow authentically. That's how you're going to grow in a way where you can go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
It's helped me sleep so much better.
Look, and we love sleep.
Love sleep. Like, so much better, though. And that has only came from practice, of constantly, again, reminding myself that every day is a yay, that I have the opportunity and the permission to make every day a yay.
Yes.
That decision is not up to anybody else.
Exactly.
It's all on me.
Look.
So what am I giving myself? An amazing day.
Exactly. Period. Well, give it up again for Darius Caffey. All right. How can we support you?
So many ways.
Let us know.
No, but for real, definitely appreciate the platform just to kind of share the story and the opportunity of all the different things that we're doing.
Yeah.
If you want to support The Closet Unlocked and all the different things that we're doing, you can find us on our website, which is theclosetunlocked.com. I don't know if you want to put that.
Oh, trust me. It's going to be right here. Okay,
theclosetunlocked.com. You can also find us across all social media channels at Closet Unlocked without an E. So like CLOSETUNLOCKD. And somebody took the other handle. But it's okay. You can also join our free membership on Patreon. You can find it across all of our social channels and our website as well. But that's a great way to get like behind the scenes content and more up to date with like any future sales or events that we have going on. But also just to kind of stay tapped into culture and what the things that we're doing.
Period.
Yay.
Yay! Yay! All right. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Everyday ZA. And remember, you have the power to make every day a yay! Woo! Great job!
Great job.